Have you ever wondered if the fruit you eat before bed could be the silent cause of a stroke? We're not talking about sweets, fried foods, or processed snacks. We're talking about something that might be sitting in your fridge right now. Something you even give to your grandkids, thinking it's a healthy choice. Now imagine waking up unable to speak, or trying to get out of bed, but having no strength on the right side of your body. Not because of an accident or a scare, but because of a piece of fruit, a banana, a few grapes, a slice of pineapple. What if the biggest threat to your brain is the very thing you trusted most? It's not an exaggeration. Neurologists and geriatricians have observed a frightening rise in stroke cases among seemingly healthy seniors. And the common thread? A nighttime eating pattern that no one sees as dangerous. If you're over 60, or love someone who is, subscribe to the channel now. Here, every video is a warning and a shield, because those who ignore this information risk finding out too late. Don't wait for the scare. Click the subscribe button now and turn on notifications. What you'll learn today could change your choices and prevent your next health issue. For decades, we've been taught that fruit is the same as health. But doctors who specialize in the brain and aging are raising a red flag that challenges this idea, especially for those over 60. According to renowned neurologists and geriatricians, the body's metabolism changes drastically with age. The way we digest, absorb, and process food at 65 is completely different from when we were 30. And that turns some previously harmless fruits into real triggers for serious problems. Natural sugars, interactions with medications, excess potassium, nighttime fermentation, silent reflux. All of these can affect the brain during sleep without any visible symptoms, and the result shows up cruelly: mental confusion, memory lapses, dizziness, and even sudden strokes. And the most alarming part? Most people keep eating these fruits at the most vulnerable time of the day, at night, without knowing the risk it poses. Today, you'll discover the 7 most dangerous fruits for people over 60, understand why they can become threats, and learn how to consume them safely without giving up the joy of eating well. This video is especially important if you take medications for blood pressure, cholesterol, or circulation, or if you simply want to preserve your memory, clarity, and independence for as long as possible. Banana, the invisible potassium overload. Bananas seem like your friend, easy to eat, sweet-tasting, rich in potassium. They've always been part of family breakfasts, recommended by doctors, even included in hospital diets. But what almost no one says is that after age 60, potassium can stop being an ally and become an invisible risk. As we age, the kidneys lose efficiency. They filter more slowly, accumulate more waste, and can't balance potassium levels as accurately. When that happens, the heart and brain are the first to suffer. Arrhythmias, mental confusion, muscle weakness, and yes, stroke. George Miller, 67, from Ohio, USA, was taking medication for blood pressure and diabetes. His routine was exemplary: light walking, low fat, no alcohol. But every night, he ate 2 bananas thinking he was boosting his potassium. On a regular Tuesday, he fainted in the bathroom. Ischemic stroke. The medical report mentioned the possibility of diet-induced hyperkalemia, in other words, too much potassium. If you take medications for blood pressure, heart, or kidneys, never eat bananas at night. Prefer half a banana in the morning, paired with protein or healthy fat, plain yogurt, boiled egg, or nuts. This slows potassium absorption and protects your glucose levels. Do you eat bananas every day? Comment below. Banana yes or banana no. This simple comment might alert someone in your family right now. Grapes. a sweetener disguised as healthy. Grapes look pure, small, sweet, natural. But for those over 60, they can be deceptive traps. That's because the fructose in grapes, a type of natural sugar, is absorbed extremely quickly by the body, especially when eaten alone and at night. This sudden glucose spike can interfere with brain functions like attention, memory, and balance. And for people taking medications for blood pressure, insulin, or blood thinners, the risk is even greater. Margaret Klein, 80 years old, lived in Munich, Germany. She lived alone, was active, and maintained habits she believed were healthy. Every night, while watching TV, she ate a plate of red grapes. One day, she felt tingling in her arm and lost her speech for a few seconds. A transient stroke, also known as a mini-stroke. The neurologist was clear. Excessive fructose at critical times can be a silent trigger. Avoid grapes at night, especially if you take medications or have a history of high blood pressure. During the day, you can have up to 5 red grapes, always paired with a protein, white cheese, unsweetened Greek yogurt, or a few nuts. This slows down the sugar's impact on the brain. Do you usually eat red or green grapes? Comment now. Red grape or green grape? This small gesture could help others notice a detail that hardly anyone talks about. Pineapple. The enemy that works while you sleep. Pineapple is known for being digestive, refreshing, and full of beneficial enzymes. But for people over 60, it can be quite the opposite, especially when eaten at night. That's because pineapple is acidic and highly fermentable. At night, when the body is in rest mode, that acidity can trigger silent reflux, the kind that doesn't burn or sting, but disrupts brain oxygenation during sleep. The result: dizziness upon waking, mental confusion during the day, and in more severe cases, a stroke during the night. Elizabeth Turner, 77, from Bristol, England, replaced desserts with pineapple as a nighttime treat, a choice that seemed smart. Within months, she began waking up dizzy, with blurred vision and trouble concentrating. The third time she fell out of bed while trying to get up, she was taken to the hospital. Test results: nighttime desaturation caused by reflux. Days later, she had a mild stroke in her sleep. Never eat pineapple after 6 p.m. Avoid it, especially if you take blood thinners, stomach medications, or blood pressure pills. During the day, eat small portions and always after a meal containing healthy fats, like olive oil or avocado, to soften the acidic impact. Have you ever woken up dizzy, disoriented, or extremely tired? It could be silent reflux. Comment now. Yes, it's happened. Or no, never happened. This could help others connect the signs from their own bodies. Watermelon, when 90% water leads to dehydration. Watermelon is mostly water, but for people over 60 who take diuretics or blood pressure meds, this water overload can have the opposite effect. Silent dehydration. At night, the body naturally tends to lose fluids, and if you eat watermelon before bed, it speeds up this process. That can thicken the blood, cause sudden drops in blood pressure, and raise the risk of clot formation, which can lead to a stroke. Walter Reynolds, 82, from Boston, ate watermelon every night to cleanse his system. Then came the morning dizziness, dry mouth, weak legs, until one day he collapsed just after getting out of bed. Watermelon only in the morning. If possible, add a pinch of natural salt or drink coconut water to balance electrolytes. Never eat it at night if you take diuretics or heart medications. Have you ever woken up with a dry mouth or feeling dizzy? Comment. Yes, I've felt that. Or no, never. Sometimes, details like this are already warnings from your body. Orange. The juice that interferes with your medication. Drinking orange juice in the morning seems like a healthy habit, but if you take medications, especially for cholesterol, blood pressure, or anxiety, that combination can be dangerous. Oranges contain compounds that block liver enzymes responsible for metabolizing certain drugs. The result? The medication builds up in your bloodstream and can cause serious side effects, including strokes. Thomas Bauer, 74, from Austria, took statins to manage his cholesterol and drank natural orange juice every morning. He suffered a mild stroke with no family history or high blood pressure. The interaction between the juice and his medication was identified as the likely cause. Avoid orange juice if you're on medication. Opt for clementine or lemon squeezed into water, safe alternatives that still provide vitamin C. And never drink citrus juice on an empty stomach when taking meds. Do you mix juice with medication? Comment, I do that, or I don't mix. This comment might prevent someone else from making the same mistake. Apple. Sweetly dangerous. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. But which apple, and at what age? The sweeter varieties, like Fuji, Gala, and Honeycrisp, have a high glycemic index. For people over 60, that means blood sugar spikes that affect the brain, memory, and even circulation. Over time, these spikes contribute to microinflammations that increase the risk of stroke. Mary Johnson, 81, from Toronto, ate a Fuji apple every afternoon. She didn't drink soda, avoided sweets, and thought she was doing the right thing. She had a mild stroke while out for a walk. Tests showed her blood sugar levels were fluctuating above the ideal range. The culprit was the natural sugar in the apple. Choose green apples, Granny Smith, which have a lower glycemic index, and always eat them with nuts, peanut butter, or white cheese. This helps stabilize blood sugar and protects the brain. What type of apple do you usually eat? Comment, sweet apple or green apple. It might help others rethink their choices too. Cherry. Thinning your blood beyond the limit. Cherries are delicious, packed with powerful antioxidants, but they hide a risk that hardly anyone talks about. Salicylates, natural compounds similar to aspirin. If you already take blood thinners, aspirin, or heart medications, frequent cherry consumption can amplify the effect of these drugs, thinning your blood too much and increasing the risk of a brain hemorrhage. James O'Connor, 84, from Ireland, loved cherries. He ate a handful every night, believing they helped with circulation. He was already on aspirin under medical guidance. He suffered an unexpected hemorrhagic stroke during sleep. If you love cherries, eat only a few, and just occasionally. Avoid concentrated juice, extracts, or capsules. They greatly increase the salicylate concentration. Talk to your doctor if you're on anticoagulants. Did you know about this risk? Comment now. I eat cherries, or I don't. It could be the information someone needs to avoid a serious issue. Have you ever stopped to think that the greatest dangers often don't come from where we expect? Most people fear accidents, heart attacks, genetic diseases. But no one suspects a ripe fruit, a fresh juice, a colourful bowl at the end of the day. That's exactly where the danger lies, in what seems harmless. After age 60, your body enters a new phase. Enzymes work at a different pace. Kidneys filter differently. The liver metabolizes more slowly. And the brain feels everything before any other organ. But almost no one notices this in time, because the signs are subtle, silent, and almost always ignored, until something happens. A mild memory lapse, an unexplained stumble, dizziness upon waking, small failures from the body, that many dismiss as just aging. But often, these are clear warnings that something in your daily routine needs to change. Now, in psychology, this is called risk normalization, the tendency to ignore recurring dangers. You eat that banana every night, and everything seems fine, until it's not. You drink that orange juice with your meds, and your body doesn't react, until it does. You think you're being healthy, but you're building an unstable foundation inside yourself. A silent imbalance that builds up until something gives. A stroke never comes out of nowhere. It's the tip of a silent process that begins days, weeks, even months earlier, and often in the most ordinary habits. What you eat, when you eat, and most importantly, how that interacts with your age and your medications. That's where the secret lies, and the danger. But it's also where your power to change begins. When you understand how your body works, you stop eating on impulse and start eating with intention. When you recognize the invisible signs, you shift out of autopilot and into prevention mode. And when you begin to pay attention to your evening choices, you're doing something far greater than avoiding a stroke. You're choosing to preserve your autonomy, your mental clarity, your freedom. Fruits are great, but like everything in life, they require context. A simple change in timing, portion, or food combination can be the difference between nourishing your brain or overloading it. Here are some safe and smart suggestions. Green apple with peanut butter or nuts, mashed avocado with lemon and olive oil, water with squeezed lemon on an empty stomach, a small portion of blueberries or blackberries with plain yogurt, a little pomegranate diluted in water in the mid-afternoon. These are choices that nourish your mind, stabilize your blood sugar, and protect your circulation. And the best part, you still get the pleasure of eating well, but with awareness and safety. In the coming days, your routine will try to pull you back into autopilot. You'll think, just today, or it's just a little piece of fruit. But remember, it's exactly that thought that sets the stage for the next scare. And if you don't subscribe to the channel now, there's a good chance YouTube's algorithm will never show you a video like this again. That's the truth. And that decision is in your hands right now. Write in the comments right now, which of these fruits do you eat the most, and which one surprised you the most today? That comment isn't just a reflection, it's a silent alert that could wake others up. People in your family, friends, people you don't even know, but who will read that comment and start rethinking their choices. Each comment here acts as a small collective antidote, a drop of awareness in an ocean of distraction, and you can be part of that transformation right now. Click subscribe, turn on the bell, come back for the next videos. Your mind deserves that kind of care, because keeping the body healthy starts with the decision not to ignore the signs. And today, you've seen signs most people will never notice until it's too late.